We'd like to welcome everybody into this private time where we can talk about our feelings and emotions and about how much the help disapproves. And today, coming at you, Riot. Sorry. Where are my black champions at, Riot? I understand that in any given world, white people will eventually take over and be battling to the death over who's right and who's wrong, and that the Asians will be there and little people and everybody else, but in every single one, they at least have the decency to bring up a token brother or two. Hell, give me a sister, and karma doesn't count. Don't even get me started on that bitch. Now this is a warning, because you're rapidly approaching what I like to call the Disney diagonal, where you're perceived as so racist that any champion of color you release will be under such scrutiny that it'll just never get done. Look at the Princess and the Frog. By the time they actually released her, they just had a white woman in blackface. I'm going to bring up in this 3 very good reasons why not only black's necessary, but are potent to your universe. Reason 1, geographical necessity. You have a desert touching a jungle. You have the south end of your continent representing Africa, and somehow Shalimava hasn't just strolled out of that sumbitch? Come on! You also have a place right next to it called the Voodoo Lands. Voodoo, the Hollywood word for the religion of Voodoo, which is the Caribbean mixture of Catholicism and African tribal religions. They celebrate giant snakes, they got all sorts of shit coming on, and somehow this land is empty, void of life, void of anybody who settled there when white people decided to sprout up in the northern hemisphere? Come on, Riot. I'm not buying it. At least give me a dark yordle or something like that. Give me something I can believe in. Reason 2. If they do exist, then leaving them out of the league for this long means that they were either too weak, too stupid, or too uninteresting to get involved in global politics or anything. The world you've created is one of strife and turmoil and power struggles and the average people trying to survive. They have no story. You've created nothing for them, which means that it's starting to actually cascade against you because the world that you're building is literally saying, well, nah, them doggies can't be making it live here. Us whiteys and Asians and little people just have too much of the power and fun. And it seems like a design choice that's really hard to defend when you have things like accents, which are apparently genetic mutations, because I haven't seen a group of French or English people anywhere, but you have Caitlyn showing up, and you have Fiora showing up, and they're just different. You've created a world where different is doable, but not one where black is. Reason number 3. If we, the players, are supposed to be the summoners in your game, then we force a African American or African society to have existed here, because the only people that love saying the word nigger than us apparently is the Klan and the Obama family when the cameras are off. If you go through the chat history in each one of my games, 60-70% of the time, that comes up in conversation. And without a champion, without somebody to stand there, and with the silence that goes on with it, and I know the tribunal does what it can and people get reported sometimes, but it's an actual problem. It's the anonymity and troll of the internet at its worst. But this is bigger than that. This is about getting our Jackie Robinson. This is about more. I'm not going to share all 6 or 7 champions that I've designed with you right now, but I am going to put 2 down in the description. And I'd really like some feedback, tell me what you think. Also, I'm not exactly a drawer, painter, sculptor artist, but I know a lot of you are, and I'm kind of throwing this out to you. Put a face on my champions. So the Gmail link in the description is for any of the art, also for anything really. We're always looking for new direction, new inspiration. We also just want to hear what you think about what we're doing, or if you have any real ideas about stuff. So hit us up. This has been the first episode of The Help Disapproves. What's next?